What's going on, people? Kish Yardy Gaming Nation going live. Like, share, subscribe, and follow for more content. In today's live, we're talking about fixing Jamaica from the inside out, crime culture and accountability. Right? See, to Jamaicans here in America and back at home or in the UK, we can't speak about Black Americans and their culture when our culture is trash as well, even from back then. Right? We got to hold ourselves accountable for why we're not performing and why Jamaica isn't creating more Jamaican Black men and women, but more specifically, especially Jamaican Black men that are engineers, that are lawyers, that are doctors, that are tradesmen, that are thinkers, that are builders, that are construction workers. Everything that a Jamaican civilization or society needs to grow and continue. Even when it comes to Black men who want to create, Jamaican Black men who want to create a structured family. These things are not being encouraged when it comes to dancehall reggae music, when it comes to um, the social, I want to say the social space or environment in Jamaica. Social environment in Jamaica right now is fucking somebody else's girl. You know what I'm saying? Or the woman them I get man bun, or the man them fuck somebody girl. The biggest threat to Jamaican culture right now is crime and the badman culture that we have. Because the badman culture that we have is taking out Jamaican Black men, potential men that could be, like I said earlier, doctors, your lawyers, your construction workers, your tradesmen, you know what I'm saying, your politicians, your police officers, your soldiers, your military people. And because of the culture that we have in Jamaica, the badman culture, it's overshadowing the other cultures that are that brings any nation to success, which is the family structure culture of conservative values, which is now the educational influence. Like the badman culture overshadows all of that. I'm saying, and we're gonna go into it today, right? So first up, let's look about this one right here. Jamaican culture need accountability. Core problems with balance, crime and violence, gang culture is destroying families and tourism. Youths are being recruited instead of mentored. Guns over books. Hype over humility, right? Too many youths dead before 25. We can't build a nation upon cemetery. Listen to that quote. Too many youths dead before 25, and we can't build a nation upon cemetery. How could you build a nation when all the people there to build your nation is in the ground, 6 feet under? So any Jamaican prime minister or anybody that's looking at this, you gotta take this into account. Sex trafficking and exploitation. Young girls being sold, used. Human trafficking links to crime networks, need for stronger community protection, not just police. You can't call yourself a man if you protect gun, but not protect the girl picking them. How are you going to produce more children that's going to build up your nation and your community if the women are getting abused, they're getting sex trafficked, they're getting deleted? How do you expect to do that? Jamaica. Badman and crab in a barrel mentality. People fight down each other's progress. No unity, just envy. Politics divide the nation more than uplift it. You see someone doing better, you try to mash it up. That's a mental slavery, right? You can't have the people in these ghettos in this community that don't like each other or fighting with each other and envious of each other. And at the same time, you have the politics that are dividing the nation too. JLP versus PNP. And none of them are doing anything good for the people. The talent is there, but it needs structure. Look at Jamaican athletes, musicians, entrepreneurs. Problem isn't lack of talent, it's lack of systems, discipline, and accountability. How we have Usain Bolt spirit, but still run last in the economy because spirit alone can't build nation. We need structure. Jamaica is in desperate need of structure right now. Desperate. Accountability starts in the mirror. Stop blaming on the government or foreign powers. Family need to raise boys with purpose, girls with pride, right? Churches, churches, elders, teachers, everyone must lead, right? We can't expect government to fix everything when we can't even fix through one yard, right? So, in my opinion, it starts with the families in those garrisons and in those ghettos. That's where it starts. You know what I'm saying? And it starts with the badman that's there too. To the badman that's them there that's in these garrisons. You can't be killing off the boys and then raping off the girls and then, you know what I'm saying, having that community in fear. You're not going to be able to grow talent in your communities if you're oppressing your same communities. And then now get mad if the government sends soldier down there for wiping it off. Because you're oppressing the people that's down there in those communities. You have them in fear. Like, bro, I'm not going to champion Badman, especially if you're not protecting your community. You're causing problems. You're part of the problem. You're the microcosm of the government that will cause problem down there. So I'm not going to ride for that. I'll pick up for that. I get it if y'all were being like security and y'all were protecting your people there and you were protecting the talent that's there and you were protecting the women that's there, but y'all are not. Solution and upliftment and with power, right? Support local farms, not just foreign food. Teach trades, not just hustling. Build membership programs. Clean communities, not just celebrate independence once a year. Let Jamaica be known not just for vibes and rhythm, but for intelligence, safety, and progress. See, you cannot build a mentorship program in places like Spanish Town when you have the one outer gang and the clans go, going to war with each other. You cannot do it. You cannot create these programs in an environment that's a cesspool and hostile to the people that's there. You got to clean that up. Same money y'all using to buy guns, you should be using to buy local farms and teach trades and build mentorship programs. So now, I'm not saying get rid of the gun, because you have a right to defend and protect yourself. You understand? But come on. Closing quote. We are going to emancipate ourselves from mental slavery because whilst others might free the body, none but ourselves can free the mind. Marcus Garvey. Jamaica, it's time for clean house. We deserve better. And we can do better if we stop waiting and start acting, right? Now, this live is not going to be long, obviously, because I got things to do later on. But, bro, you cannot build a Jamaican society when you have all those different things going on into your communities. So now Jamaicans, when we move to UK and we come to America foreign, we do good. Our life is good. But when we look back at yard now, it's fucked up. We'll go back home to real house now, it's fucked up. But when you go to somebody else's house, you it's clean, it smells good, and you enjoy yourself over there. But backyard is fucked up. Right? You have to make your home base good and proper. And then the government that's down there, you have to protect the people who are doing righteous and being righteous and doing a good thing. That's how that works. A government should be there to protect the rights of the people when they're doing the right thing and they're following the law and they're being righteous. That's what the government should be there to do. You understand? Because right now, Jamaica is in problems, right? Jamaican dating and mating needs accountability too, right? Because dating is the cornerstone to get into a relationship. It's the beginning, right? If a woman can't find a man who she can submit to, and a man can't find a woman that's going to submit to him, You're not going to have sex and reproduce to create children to create a lineage or next line of people. You understand, right? No Bruckman attitude, financial expectations. A recent article quotes Jamaican women, no Bruckman ever. Women are open to men temporarily unemployed, but not permanently broke, which is understandable. Like, I agree with that, right? They expect financial stability, not necessarily extravagance, but a man who can contribute and hold his own. Like, I don't have an issue with that, right? You want a man that can take care of himself and hold his own and be able to, financially take care of you, right? But at the same time, woman, you got to help him. You got to help him too. You have to help him. You cannot adopt that Western feminist ideology where now the man has tasked with perform and you're not helping him with anything, right? A lot of black men, especially Jamaican black men, have potential. They're just in fucked up situations with people that can't help, where he can't get help from. You understand? So let's continue. The Badman black boy versus provider dynamic, right? A 2016 Jamaican Observer placed highlights that some women are drawn to the bad boy types, often for emotional reasons rather than financial. They look for protection or assertiveness. Sometimes they believe abuse is a sign of love, influenced by family history, right? Additionally, blog posts and discussions echo this. Some women chase status and edge of a great man, not just good, but stable one, right? So, in Jamaican culture, you have the badman culture, right? And the badman them, the biggest dope boy or the biggest dandada. You have money, and have status, and them thing there. So a lot of women gravitate to that. You know what I'm saying? And because Jamaica is an impoverished country, Jamaican women are going to be attracted to the dude regardless if he's gang banging or whatever he's doing, because he got money and status. He's on the top of the food chain of what you call hypergamy. You understand, right? Um, but at the same time, you have the brother who's a 9 to 5. He's doing a trade. He's going to UE, or I'm saying he drive a taxi, doing something outside of badmanism, right? But they won't pick him because he don't have the status. He's not somebody that they can show off, and that is a problem in Caribbean culture. And this is why I think capitalism is best, because capitalism, if capitalism is brought to Jamaica and it's properly regulated and these things, it can definitely boost the economy or give every man a fair shot or opportunity to put money in his pocket. You know what I'm saying? And define his own destiny, right? But the government over there, you have to institute these things. What the fuck going on about here? But anyway, transactional and sugar daddy culture, right? One Jamaican Observer column notes that many younger women seek men based primarily on money, status, car, house, lifestyle. I don't think those Jamaican women, I think they're the lazy ones. They're not the traditional conservative Jamaican woman. Those are the more modernized Jamaican women. Like, they watch a lot of love and hip hop. They watch a lot of Western TV stuff. So those type of women, they're not going to be looking for a traditional type of dude. They're gonna be looking for a dude that is gonna fund their damn life. You know what I'm saying? So, wider dating and frustrations from Reddit, right? Reddit users from Jamaican communities share a real experience. Every girl you meet turns into a transactional engagement. They view me by what I have, right? And the bad boy appeal, black boys exude that confidence and mystery. Most girls, as they age, start going for older men who have their life together. So now that happens in the American culture too, right? See what happened in that situation, and a lot of Jamaican women be warned, right? If you follow the bad man now, you're going to be used and abused. And then when they learn the lesson, that's when they want to go with the older, more stable type of dude. You know what I'm saying? When they should have did that from the beginning, right? A lot of Jamaican women be warned by their mothers, hey, don't pick Badman Trevor down the block. Pick Tony. But then they'll say Tony's boring. You know what I'm saying? Or lame. Or he's a square. See what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? A Jamaican black woman, you got to hold yourself accountable to that, because it's not a Jamaican black man's responsibility or job to save you from the choices you made in your life, because you have your own autonomy, right? Educated women versus men, imbalance in partners. Educated Jamaican women often struggle to find equal, educated, or stable men. Men can feel immediate, intimidated, or unworthy. Some educated women have very high standards, shrinking the potential dating pool. So I noticed that the same thing that we see going on in America, or Black America, is going on over there, right? Um, which is not good for Jamaican society, because in Jamaican society, as I said, is impoverished. This is not like America, where you have a great economy. In Jamaica, it's impoverished. It's poverty. So I mean, so women, like, that's not good thinking. You know what I'm saying? One way that confirms most intelligent men left Jamaica, dating apps are a waste, is transactional. Hmm. So see what to FBA brothers, see Jamaican men, they're not afraid to date women from other cultures and shit. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of Black American men, you can take a page from that book. You know what I mean? Yes, in Jamaica, there's a clear split. Many women gravitate towards men with status, confidence, or bad boy aura, even if that means accepting instability. Others prioritize steady, already 9 to 5 provider, especially as they age and mature, right? Um, that's the woman that's looking for what this is said here, right? A lot of women in America do this, whether it be black or white. They'll do their whole phase of bullshit in their 20s and shit, and then they go pick a steady 9 to 5 provider later on. So a lot of Jamaican men, y'all gotta watch out for this, right? If they weren't picking that from the beginning when they were first younger, you should not. You should vet this properly, right? Because I think a lot of Jamaican men have experienced this and learned from this, right? Don't let a chick who, in the beginning of her dating life, was not dating the 9 to 5 provider, right? They were just dating the bad man or the bad man or the bad boy. You know what I'm saying? Until they just said 9 to 5 provider. They didn't say a traditional brother. They didn't say a dominant patriarchal type of Jamaican dude. So I'm seeing that a lot of Jamaican culture is starting to become more feminized too, right? A transactional mindset, whether sugar daddy style or the broke man, is common. Educated women in particular face a short supply of suitable gentlemen partners. I can't believe that Jamaican women over there are saying that same stupid shit, following black women dumbass lead. And let me tell y'all something. Let me put my face up here. Jamaican women, it, keep following dumbass black American women. You see what that led their communities to, right? Keep following them. You're gonna run into the same issue but worse. Because at least in America, they have an economic base and structure. In Jamaica, it's poverty. They don't have that. So if Jamaican black women and the rest of Caribbean black women and the rest of the world want to follow the example of black American women, and you, I'm telling you, you're gonna find out. Fuck around and find out. All right, that's real talk. All right, let me go back to it. Anyway, like, share, subscribe to the channel. Feel me? The Jamaican 9 to 5 man, disrespected and disregarded. The boring man syndrome. Just like in America, where the stable, law-abiding man is called lame, in Jamaica, the equivalent insult is him boring. This label is usually applied to men with routine jobs, civil servants, bank tellers, drivers, IT workers, etc. Men who don't party, flash money, or behave like gallus. Men who prioritize responsibility over flash or street clout, right? Those Jamaican men often get bun, cheated on, and disrespected by Jamaican black women. Even the Jamaican black women who are educated and go to UE and Mona campus, right? And that's a problem. You feel me? The irony is, this is the type of man that builds family, nation, and legacy. but he's overlooked in favor of the man with image, talk, and vibes, even if he offers no security or stability. And to the Jamaican black men, if a one black Jamaican chick chooses this, let her deal with the consequences of her actions. It is not your responsibility to try to change that. And y'all got to vet properly over there, right? 9 to 5 man gets the most burnt. You hit the nail on the head, right? Many working class, faithful Jamaican men get cheated on the most. Why? Several reasons. Cultural pressure. Women want excitement and vibes. They're bored and routine, right? Hypergamy and short-term thinking. If a man can't give flashy gifts or keep up a certain lifestyle, she'll find a side man who can. Music media, music and media. The culture glorifies gallus players, choppers, scammers, and men with multiple women, right? So that's with dancehall reggae now. Dancehall reggae does not promote family structure, the 9 to 5 guy. You know, it promotes the badman. It promotes the gallus, right? And nothing wrong with the gallus, right? And I think every man, whether you're a 9 to 5 guy or a traditional dude, you should have some level of gallus knowledge and some level of gallus um, gallus behavior ingrained into your identity, right? Because those are the things that attract women. See what I'm saying? So you got to get the tools to enhance your identity. Even if your identity is traditional, you still need to get the tools to help you get what you want, right, out the game. Western feminism pushes a narrative that women should explore or follow their feelings, even at the expense of family and structure. So this is what Jamaican women are doing now. And I'm telling you, Jamaican women, if you keep following Western feminism over there in Jamaica, it's not going to be good. All right. American feminism now in Jamaican skin. Global feminism now has a Caribbean accent. The exact same narrative push in America now showing up in Jamaican culture. I don't need a man. If I can't provide everything, me can't stay loyal. Me independent, my body, my choice, but my money, our money. You know what I'm saying? There's not there, these are not indigenous ideas. They were imported via Western media, TV, music, social media, Netflix, TikTok, right? The global development programs with feminist language. So when you go to UE and Count and Mona, like you go to University of West Indies, they're pushing a lot of Marxism and communism and a lot of that feminism into those campuses now. So now, if you're a traditional black person, Jamaican person, and you send your children out to a university, they're going to be taught everything anti-traditional Jamaicanism or anti-conservatism. And because Jamaica is very patriarchal, and feminism and Marxism seeks to destroy that, Jamaica is Jamaican patriarchy is an enemy to them, right? Returnees from America, UK, Canada bring back Western ideology, and that's very true, right? Why does hurt Jamaica more than America? America has welfare systems, generational wealth, more job opportunities. Jamaica has a struggling economy, high youth unemployment, high crime and immigration, little government safety net. So when women are taught to devalue their own man, especially the stable, hardworking ones, it's a national suicide. In an impoverished country, when you disrespect the provider, you disrespect survival itself, right? Like Jamaican men, I don't care. Jamaican women, I don't care what you say. You need your men in that environment to protect you and provide for you and give you structure. See what I'm saying? Especially in that type of environment over there. But y'all are playing around with it too, right? The cycle looks like this. Woman calls 9 to 5 men boring, cheats with the scammer, area down on man with vibes. Gets disappointed or used, complains that they're no good men. By then, the 9 to 5 man has either become bitter, left, or gone abroad. The family structure breaks, the children grow up in dysfunction, the same culture repeats, right? So now you have Jamaican men who get money, they get their visa, they go to UK or Canada, and they deal with foreign white women. See, Black American men, y'all need to, or FBA men, you need to take a page from that book. Jamaican men are not afraid to go find women of other cultures. You can find Jamaican men in Japan, the Netherlands, Russia, and all that shit, because they're not afraid to say, okay, cool, since the women over here are not treating me properly, I'm going to go find other women. And you can't, and no amount of shaming is going to stop them. So, Black American men, y'all need to take that page. They take that same page from the book, right? When you live in a poor country, discipline is wealth. A man who works every day, comes home and provides is a national treasure, not a clown. The day Jamaica starts to respect its builders and protectors again is the day we rise. So Jamaica, like, I don't know why dancehall doesn't push this quote or this message that I'm giving. It should, right? Because at the end of the day, most of those kids that listening to Jamaican music, they don't have parents. They're single mother raised, and the single mothers listen to Vibes Cartel and Movado. You know what I'm saying? Right? Even though there should be a level of accountability on the individual, but at the same time, they're still taking their influences from that environment. Right? That's the excuse that Vibes Cartel or Movado use to why they project the music they projected. So, y'all got to take that into account. All right, so we're going to go into Chat GBT for a little bit. Um, so let's look at some statistics, right? And even put the sources here. Sexual violence and sex trafficking. Jamaica's shameful record of sexual abuse. Caribbean Camera, September 2023, reports over 6,600 rape incidents between 2011 and 2020, with a clearance rate of 50% average annual rape rate, around 24 per 100 people. So when they say that, so I'm gonna break that down later on, right? Amnesty International report highlights entrenched discrimination that keeps forced sex by acquaintances or family underreported, connected to broader community violence. That is a problem, Jamaican men. What's going on? Why are y'all doing this? And this U.S. State Department 2024 tip report documents widespread child labor and sex trafficking in Jamaica, often in private settings. Stress need for stronger investigation, prosecution, and victim service. Bro. Jamaica, oh no, fuck up the children now. Like, if y'all don't fix this in the next 10 years, I don't know if Jamaica is going to be. Because look what y'all doing. Jamaica Observer shares an in-depth victim testimony of forced trafficking and childhood sexual abuse. This is recent. This is 2024. Jamaica Observer 2021 profiles a survivor turned activist founding the Shiro Anti-Trafficking League, right? Gang culture and murder. Jamaica Observer, February 2025. Young men in gangs are 158% more likely to be killed. 70% of the country's murder are gang related. 70% of the country's murder are gang related. This is why I said earlier the biggest threat to Jamaican culture is the bad man culture. Right? Jamaica Observer, March 2025 reports 1,508 murders in 2022, a homicide rate of 53 point. Nobody want to hear that loud ass church music, man. It's New York. Anyway, homicide rate of 53.34% per 100,000. Right. This what I'm about to read is crazy. The COHA analysis 2016 describes execution-style killings even of toddlers during gang feuds, stressing the viral social nature of violence. Yo, like, what are y'all doing in Jamaica? Like, like a Jamaican civilization or society or community, like if y'all continue down this path, I don't know, 10, 20 years, I don't know. Guardian and AP News, January 2025, covered the killing of gang boss Stickman, Lubbock, violent unrest in Spanish Town, curfews and police military intervention. So what happens is, just like with Dudus, anytime they kill a gang leader or whatever, and the people are rebelling in that community, they do a curfew and they have to put the military over there, right? So let me see this. Let's read this right here. Want more joy, less killing. Jamaicans say police alone cannot quell gang crime, right? The Operation Restoration Christian School sits amid a line of patched up housing blocks and street side cook shops in Trenchtown, in an area known as Kingston's inner city crime hotspots. It was founded as a haven for children caught up in gang violence. Inside, boys in smart khaki uniforms and girls in yellow shirts and pleated burgundy skirts sit chatting in groups. The classrooms are adorned with images of Jamaican heroes, such as Marcus Garvey, past prime ministers. Right, so that's going through that. I'm not going to read all of this, right? All right, so this is an article talking about this. And this is one in many incidents here. I'm not going to read this whole article. Oh, so let me read this. The incident came amid a crackdown launched last month by Jamaican authorities after a spike in homicides late in January. There was a fresh wave of unrest after the fatal police shooting of powerful gang boss Othniel. I don't even know how to say this nigga name. Lubbock. States of emergency were declared in parts of the country, giving the police additional powers to conduct searches and arrest suspects. Jamaica has one of the highest homicide rates in the region, and in recent years it has struggled with a surge in gang-related violence. But official figures show a 13% drop in murders in January compared with the same month last year, reflecting a downward trend in homicide rates. Anyway, hey, ten of y'all dons over there, I don't get upset if the police come over there and take y'all out, especially if you're oppressing your community and you know what I'm saying. I don't have an issue with that. If you're down in your area or your residence and you're, you know, helping to create crimes and murders and rapes into your community, bro, you need to get up out of there. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? And then the stupid people want to protest and rebel on that behalf. You see what I'm saying? Let's go back to here. Mental health and abuse. Jamaica Observer, February 2024, crime exposure is deeply linked to mental health issues, trauma, PTSD, anxiety over widespread among victims and communities. So this is the mental health issue, right? Jamaica Observer Gleaner, January 2025 and February 2023, emphasized that weak mental health supports worsens crime. Urgent need to integrate mental health care, especially for youth in gangs. You got to get rid of them gangs first, bro. Jamaica. So, but mind you, Jamaica government, if you get rid of the gangs, you yourself have to hold yourself accountable and do right by the people. You know what I'm saying? Because after you get rid of the gangs, now you cannot blame anybody else for why bad situations happen, right? Jamaica Gleaner argues that untreated mental illnesses among young men fuse violence from anger, poor emotion control, lack of mentorship. Well, if y'all are gangbanging or badmanisms, y'all are killing off these kids' fathers, and the fathers not there to teach these children teach these children how to control their emotions or mentor them. You see what I'm saying? Jamaica Gleaner, June 2020, over 14,000 child abuse reports in 2019. Abused children often develop severe psychological issues requiring long-term therapy. See, a lot of Caribbean kids, we experience abuse from our parents, but it's not looked at as abuse. It's looked at as discipline. You know what I'm saying? But what they don't know is that they program a lot of traumas into their children's life, and then those kids grow up to be menaces to society, right? If corporal punishment that you Jamaican niggas are practicing on your children, that slave whooping ass thing that y'all took from the white people that enslaved you, and if it was actually working, why is crime rate so high in Jamaica right now? Just think about that, right? Child abuse and family abandonment. Same CPS FA report, massive scale of abuse and missing children, with recommendations for national actions, right? Oh, so they do have talking about this. Murder of Dwayne Jones, a case of brutal mob violence rooted in family rejection. His father kicked him out, contributing to him living on the streets and eventual murder. Maxfield Park Children's Home, Jamaica's largest children's home housing abused abandoned youth with new mental health facilities under construction. So I hope that happens, bro. All right. Look at this. Recent reports on child abuse and family neglect in Jamaica. Child crisis. Jamaica Observer, May 2024. This article discusses the alarming increase in child abuse cases in Jamaica, highlighting that family members are often the primary perpetrators. My bad. It also emphasizes the need for improved parenting and intervention strategies to address the crisis. Child neglect wave. Jamaica Observer, May 2022. Reports over 4,530 cases of child neglect, filled with the National Children's Registry between July 2021 and March 2022, making the highest number in recent years. The article underscores the urgent need for parents to improve their relationship with their children, right? Neglect identified as like, you see what I'm getting here? This is all recent reports. If in 10 years you don't fix what's going on with these children in them garrisons and those ghettos, you're not going to have a properly functioning Jamaican society, because these children are going to be the ones that's supposed to be responsible for, are supposed to be replacing the work labor force, replacing the teachers, replacing the politicians, replacing the trade skills, the tradesmen, the engineers, and they're already being raised and abused in situations. This is not good. Right? Bro. And they're doing surveys and stats, so they're tracking these things. Jamaican gang culture, right? Jamaica young male gangsters, 158% more likely to be murdered. Jamaica Observer, February 2025. This report reveals how involvement in gang culture drastically increased the risk of violent death among young Jamaican youth, especially young men. It exposed factors driving gang members and how it fuels the high murder rate. Harsh reality, Jamaican crime culture, Jamaica Observer, March 2025. Offers an in-depth analysis on Jamaica's murder rates, with most homicides linked to gang disputes, covers trends in gang-related killings and social impacts on communities, right? So let me go here. So let me see what Jamaica. Oh, so the page can't be found. Wow. All right. Jamaica imposes curfew amid gang violence spike. Reports on government imposed curfews and police military operations in violent gang hotspots, describing the state's effort to curb gang-related murders and chaos, right? Bro, like Jamaica, like this is where we got to hold ourselves accountable and really think about the future of Jamaica and where we want to go, right? Because if we don't, I don't think we're going to have a Jamaica. But in closing, because this was going to be a short stream, I wasn't going to really do long. I'm planning to be out here long. In closing, Jamaican community to the Jamaican. We can't talk about Black Americans when in our country and our house is shit. And if we don't fix those problems as I described to you, we're not going to have a future Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to be able to create any more tradespeople, doctors, lawyers, things that a Jamaican society needs to continue to grow and improve for 100 years from now, 1,000 years from now. And I think it's important that we get to it. All right. Anyway, this is Kish Shorty Gamer Nation. Like, share, follow.